Yeah, we'll sort of kick off now. So welcome everybody to my channel and the Block 9 podcast with my excellent co-host and moderator Andy Laidlaw. So we are going to discuss the post-match Torquay. I did go to the game today. I know Rachel, I believe you went to the game today, and there might be a couple of others that join us. Hopefully not just Argyle fans, but also Torquay fans. We shall pick up. Andy listened on Radio Devon, as I'm sure some of you, did as well. There was no live stream again, and the person I went with, Gavin, said the club did ask. Charlie did sort of want to get the stream going at the ground, but for some reason Torquay said no, which I find just crazy, considering that they had all the game.
They missed a trick there, haven't they? They missed a trick, big start, because if they put a stream on, and Argyle fans, or Torquay fans for that matter, exiles, paid a $5 into that, then that's going to go to Torquay as well, because, Argyle gave them all the proceeds, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. A bit strange, but there you go.
But it was a good sellout crowd. I think I'll touch upon the medical incidents first, I think, to sort of get that out of the way. So I was in the popular stand in the home end, which is standing, and that was it. Didn't feel crowded, but just sort of. It started to sort of build in certain parts of things. So I would say it felt okay, but it was quite warm. So it was quite hot up there. I know Andy said to us later that it was quite overcast in Plymouth, whereas up in Torquay, it was, the sun was out, so it was hot. And you were shaded, but it was a bit like a heat trap. So, there was 5 incidents in total, 4 to the right of me. I was just off to the left of the halfway line towards away fans, and there was 1 to the left. Everybody, the Torquay has come out and said all the fans were fine in the end. I think that there was one major one where the guy was actually lied down, and we were wondering. It didn't look like they were giving CPR, but they were cutting his shirt off to try and get some monitors on him. But so good news is that everybody was fine. So there was that. And excuse me if I've got a bit of a croaky throat because it's been a long day. Well, no, not that there was a lot of singing and chanting, because it was quite a muted game, because the incidents sort of disrupted the match, really, to be fair. So there was just no flow, and then there should have been a half hour added on time, and there was only like 5 minutes, and then the second half equally didn't, although no incidents, didn't really muster too much. But I'll just start on quickly in terms of the summary of the game as sort of I saw it. Obviously there was 2 goals. Hardie with a penalty, which was worked by the brilliant, as I am always keen to sort of say, one to watch a season, Freddie Azaka, down the right hand side, sort of twisting and turning his way into the box, and then squared the ball out to the 18-yard line, and it was Will Jenkins-Davis, who had a also excellent game when he came on from Caleb Roberts, who was then taken out, and then Hardie slotted the penalty into the opposite corner to the one against the Pirates that was saved. You sort of thought, it sparked a little bit of life into the game. And then Mumba, worked some great play. Now, Mumba and Wright, come on to that in a minute in more. I thought had a great game in the first half together. And then, second half of the goals, I do apologise, linked up really well for Mumba's goal. So sort of Argyle had a little bit of a spurt when those 2 goals went in, and then obviously Rooney made the changes. The team that started the game was very much sort of reminiscent, but I haven't gone back to fact check, so don't quote me on it, to the second half against Cheltenham, which was flat. And then when the changes did come in on 60 minutes, it was great to see, a lot of the new players in person. But a few spells to Zoko, all clever with the tricks and does look good. Ogbetter, or I'm glad you can't pronounce his name, Andy, can I? But he was really good, and a few others there, which will comment and get Andy's thoughts. And I know lots of you are posting questions in, so we will come to those. But so all in all, I just felt it wasn't the best of performances. Rooney's post-match highlighted that there were, a few mistakes and a few areas we've got to improve on. But I think just the incidents just sort of disrupted the flow of the game. Torquay had couple of good spells, and did all right, to be fair to them. Really young squad, rebuilding, and I think they'll have a good season. So yeah,
Oscar Threlkeld played for them, didn't he, at right back?
Yeah, and he looked good. To be fair to him, I thought he came off towards the end of the second half, but I thought he played really well. So
Steve, in answer to your question, Steve, yeah, Cooper did come on second half. He came on with about half an hour to go. They rotated it. It was Connor Hazard in goal at first, and then Coops came on for the second part of that.
Yeah,
I don't think he did much, but yeah, he played.
No, I mean, he didn't. I don't think he was overly troubled, and Hazard to a degree wasn't. So Cooper coming on, that the sort of stories of him going to Sheffield United, haven't really sort of materialised too much. I think if he hadn't have joined the squad, then that would have sort of probably strengthened those rumours. Just to clarify, before anybody asks or if anybody has already, the players that were out, like Edwards, Houghton, JB's got a little bit of a twinge to his stitches from his surgery. Edwards took a knock, I believe. Houghton, Wayne said, had a family issue, and Randall also took a knock in training. So,
and of course, Ben Wayne's over doing the Olympics thing, isn't he?
Yeah, scoring goals there, which is good news. So Andy, you listened to it on Radio Devon. How did you come across on Radio Devon?
Well, it was good commentary. I think there's a little bit of bias there. It was mainly Torquay commentators, and they had Ryan Dixon, who was a co-commentator, and he was sort of impartial to both sides, so that was fine. Not a lot going on in the first half. I know that Hardie had a couple of chances early on, and then it's just all this stop-start early in the first half with the sort of the crowd stuff going on. I know you can't help that, and initially I thought it was like crowd trouble because of some Argyle fans, one present in this room now in the popular side, the Torquay fans, but I know that Torquay fans and Argyle fans generally get on well. It's just the accident of it, isn't it? First half, not a lot really. It didn't really excite me. We were good going forward. It sounded excited when we were going forward, but then Torquay had a couple of times as well, chances. It was only till the second half really that it started sparking up, and as you say, but Isaka and Will Jenkins-Davis when he came on, he made a big difference because he was a bit more direct with his play which got us a penalty. I like the way that Hardie took his pen, by the way, and I don't think the keeper moved it, if I'm right. I think the keeper just put it low to the right, didn't he?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you touched on sort of Callum Wright. Callum Wright sort of had a shot from about 20 yards out and then stinging the keeper's hands with it, and then the ball just sort of fallen to Mumba. I think it was quite a tight angle as well, and Mumba just side-footed it in. So, yeah, it was
good. To be fair, it was beautiful. I enjoyed watching Wright and Mumba actually.
Yes. I quite like Wright. I like Callum Wright. I think he's going to bring something to the team this year. And then sort of going on from that, it was just that one chance. I think Tijani had that header that just fizzed over a little bit, didn't it? So in all, it's a run out for the boys, isn't it? I don't think Rooney. There was a question coming up. I think it was. Where is it? I'll scroll back through.
Evening, everybody. That's coming, by the way.
Nice. Good evening, Richard, and Chris. Yeah, Chris. I think it was. How did we play? And what were our thoughts on the new players? I didn't see the game, Charlie. To be fair, I know.
Back on that in a minute.
Crazy was there, but how did Rooney do with the management? Again, he's just trying to find his players that are going to start on, against Cheltenham Town in the Carabao Cup, I think, and maybe for the first game away at Sheffield Wednesday. So, he's giving them a run out, and he's trying to sort of pull together the players he thinks is going to go and do the perform for us. So.
Yeah,
Mike, you probably got a bit more insight because you actually saw the players and you saw what was going on.
I can come to that next. Just before I do that, thanks everybody for coming in. Steve, Sean, Charlie, Big Will. I can see someone's asked about a Sheffield United fan. Roy Warner has asked that question. Come back to that in a second. Ben, Leah, Paige, Gage even. I know a Leah Page. Guys, like and share. Give us some like, share if you can. Always good to we want to grow this, for any football fans or Argyle fans as we come into the start of the season. So in terms of In terms of players, so the one that I was sort of good to see starting the squad was my twin brother, doppelganger, Adam Forshaw, who actually, considering the thing we struggled with in the first half was creating space. So it was frustrating at times because you were watching it, just in my view, and I was thinking, oh God, we keep passing it back. We're not taking it forward, which against Cheltenham, obviously after the 15 minutes in their first goal, we seemed to click and it opened the game up. But we just seemed to struggle with that lineup. And that lineup had Hazard in goal, Mumba, Plegorzalo, Hardie, Callum Wright, Gibson, Saxon Early, Forshaw, Sorinola, Roberts, who was replaced on 19 minutes with Will Davis-Jenkins, and then Nisaka. So, it's not a bad squad, but at all. But we just didn't create the chances. But Forshaw, to be fair, and it's going to be an interesting one with his fitness, just commanded the ball. When he got the ball, calm, collected, didn't rush, didn't worry if a player was on him. He sort of picked out his passes and made a difference. And I would have liked to have seen him actually carry on into the second half with, some of the other players coming on that have got the pace down the wing to feed the balls off to, say, Whittaker or Sissoko, etc. Yeah. So he was good to see. The player who really impressed. There was two players who really impressed me, and then I don't like to pick out players who didn't do so great, in my opinion. But it's important for the balance. But Will Jenkins-Davies, who was on loan at Torquay last season, when he came on for Caleb Roberts, he then stayed on for the whole rest of the game, and I thought, for a young lad, he was absolutely solid. Really impressed me. Made one odd mistake, but just was really composed and distributed the ball really well. Obviously, got into the space or got into the edge of the box to win the penalty from some great work from Azaka. And Azaka was the other player that really impressed me. Sort of some good spells in the first half down the right. Sort of getting in on the ball. And in the second half, and he literally did dance around two or three defenders and smack that ball across goal to get to the penalty. So those two really stood out for me. The player that didn't really overly impress me, well, there's two actually. Saxon Early, who I am touting as I feel has some massive potential to watch this season. Just even against Cheltenham, when I saw the highlights, just looked suspect a couple of times. Now, I know I met one of the followers on here, James, at the end of the game, and thanks for coming over and saying hello, James. He thought actually Saxon Early was really good. So it just goes to show different views. I mean, I was watching it from inside the halfway line on the Torquay end, but stand. But yeah, I just didn't think I don't know, just didn't look comfortable or composed. The other player was Matty Sorinola. I didn't think Sorinola really did anything special in that game. So just hope that's a bit of a one-off.
I'm hoping that Sorinola's going to be okay because he's not really. He didn't.
He's got his full pre-season, Andy, hasn't he? So
it just wasn't. It didn't sound in the game today. I heard his name mentioned a couple of times, and but I also heard that Mumba sort of gave the ball quite away a few times, and that was negative.
He sort of, what I liked is nothing was perfect in that game because of the stop starting, but I did think him and Wright actually did well. So and it's just sometimes if you're going to get better opposition, that will open up space as they come forward. You're going to get players that would go on. I can see. Big Will said very excited for Sissoko. I tell you, one of the things that we have sort of noted from videos we've seen, but when you're there and you see them, you're like, wow, is Tijani, is massive looking. Sissoko is a bit more of a slim build, but really tall, and does all the fancy footwork and can dribble and turn players inside out. So yes, I agree. Definitely an exciting prospects. And even Ogbeta just looked like Gavin was like all in love with him. He went to the game with me, just like he looks quality. And although still didn't have a huge amount to do, and he came in as like sort of a central midfield player as well at times, he just looked very composed. I think once Wayne gets the right lineup, I think you are going to see Sissoko, you are going to see Tijani, Bundu, who I wanted to see what he looked like, looked fresh, looked really strong, some clever little flick on passes. so that he was impressive to watch when Whittaker came on the second half. He couldn't seem to get past the left back of Torquay's, if I'm honest. So didn't. Yeah, it was an odd game, so didn't really have too many brilliant chances. Just reminding myself who else came on.
UK. There's a question, Mike, from UK Max. How do you think we'll do with Hazard in goal instead of Coops next season? Well, Hazard, I just think he's got to work on his kicking a bit and his distribution, because I think as a shot stopper he's brilliant and he does a lot of good stuff. There are times when he's lapsadaisical, but he's a good keeper. There's no doubt about that. If he can get his kicking sorted out and command his area like Cooper does, then I think we've got a good keeper there. I still don't think Coops is going to go. Sheffield United seem to keep coming back for him. That $4 million bid still hasn't been agreed. Yeah. If they want to come back and offer some more, then that's got to be the option for Argyle there. Sorry, I didn't just jump in there.
No.
Also, there's another question. What was the other question? Yeah, we do need a right back, Marcus. I agree with that, mate. And there was a question from Rich. Rich, where are you, mate?
We got. It looks like we've got an Exeter fan in here, but not the same one as the other night.
Yeah. So Rich asked a question. Do you feel like Torquay surprised us with a pressure game? I think they did. I think Watton, as a defender, he'll know all about Argyle and that we didn't like to be pressed. I mean, last season we saw that towards the tail end of last season, that teams came against us and pressed us high up on the field, and this is where we made lots of mistakes. This is where Hazard, made mistakes early on in the season. So I do think that Watton knew that, and I think Watton, is a good manager, he knows Argyle inside out as well, and so does Warnock. And so he's asked his players to press high against Argyle. So I think, that pressure did surprise us a little bit, and I think 2-0 to us, was a good result, but I think Torquay gave us as good a game, if not better, than Cheltenham did.
Yeah, no, I think.
So thanks for that question, Rich.
Yeah, no, they did. They did all right. I thought a couple of comments we saw travelling back. Torquay fans like, "Oh, we're going to do rubbish this season" and all this sort of stuff. But no, it was fine in terms of the Sheffield United fan. If you're still in, that asked about Cooper. Don't know, mate. I think we're away to Bristol Rovers on Tuesday. I think if he plays Tuesday, then you almost feel like still not a done deal. Then someone with a strong source felt that it was a done deal at $4 million, which Andy and I both agree is a good price for a keeper that's got a year left of his contract. I don't think Argyle let him go cheaply. I think that Rooney wants to get the best. I mean, it's not typical the old Argyle days when we used to get rid of players for like 350,000. I mean, we're Argyle now where we've got some prize assets and we're not going to let them go cheap. And so Cooper falls into that category. And I think, $5-6 million will be a reasonable price for him. And, if Whittaker does decide that he wants to up sticks and go, I've got a feeling something 10 million a lot above will be the right price for him. Going back with Cooper, we don't really. I know Marcus just said I can see him. I can imagine. I wouldn't be surprised. If Cooper still stays here, but the value we'll lose a lot of value then, and potentially he'll go on a free or for a lot less in January. So it's probably better, and especially if his head isn't really in the game. If that is the case. I think that's a good call. Even in Blair Wheeler, who works with me at my place here, what did I think of Ogbetter? Yeah, I don't know if you heard me say, because I'm trying to keep up with these comments. Just really good. I think not a lot in the game to do, but actually what he did do and where he positioned himself was really good.
Yeah, Callum Corbett. I take it you're a Birmingham fan then. You see when Rooney managed us.
I've just seen those comments.
You boys. A different story if you are a Birmingham fan. I just think Birmingham didn't give him a window. He didn't have a window at Birmingham. The players, we've had this conversation before, the players I don't think really wanted to play his system and just resorted to what they knew best under Eustace. And they wouldn't adopt Rooney's style of play. And so this is where it went wrong for them. This is where I just think he lost the dressing room a little bit and they didn't really want to play for him. I don't know, maybe wrong.
Yeah, different club culture and all that sort of stuff. So look, Callum, it might not work. We're not blind to the fact that it's going to go smoothly. It might not, but yeah, my gut instinct says it'll be okay. So yeah, Sean's also agreeing with us on Marcus on Cooper not going anywhere. So we'll soon see. Evening, James. Evening, Drew.
Hi, James. How you doing, mate?
I see you got back all right. Good to see. Oh yeah, hi James. Yeah, just suddenly clicked. Yeah, I gave you a shout out just now, James. Thanks for popping over and saying hello. Yeah, I got out there.
James, I just as a side to James, I just think, mate, you're absolutely fantastic in what you're trying to achieve, mate. With the weight loss and stuff, fantastic. Keep at it, mate, and we're supporting you right through that.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, great shout, Andy. And yeah, so I got back into Plymouth at 8 o'clock as James did with everybody else coming back. So I was going to walk to the city centre and get a bus, but my legs were done. So I just thought, I'll jump in a taxi. But blimey, yeah, taxi prices have gone up a lot. It was like 16 quid to get back home. So, but yeah, no, all good. Marcus, I'm surprised we haven't gone back in for Azaz. I think you mean Azaz.
No, there is an Aziz as well, isn't there?
Oh, sorry for the... Yes, yeah. And someone asked about Dan's as well. And I think someone replied saying his back injury issue.
Dan's got a back injury, isn't he?
Yeah, and also someone commented on my video on him the other night saying that he was a mate of his and he's not coming down this way. So, but yeah, it would be great if he did because they rate him as a very strong prospect. So we'll see that. So yeah, Callum keeps coming in with the negatives. We'll just move on.
Callum, that's fine, mate. You know, you concentrate on your team. We'll concentrate on our team. We'll see who does well next season. I think Birmingham generally will do well because they're spending lots of money. Whether they come up or not is another thing. They might miss out the playoffs. You never know. Let's just see.
Drew saying, "Are you getting a new shirt for the season?" At the minute. I sort of had a good look at it, obviously with all those that were there wearing it today, and I just sort of was a bit like, still undecided. I want to see actually, and I think Gavin said to me he's heard Wednesday is when the next week is when the away kit will get released. So I'm waiting to see what that looks like because I saw a few people sporting the mixture of kits, colours and variants, and look quite good. So I'll see, but I have a big irk about paying 50, 60 quid for a top, and I got this one gifted last year for my birthday. So we shall see.
Sean, that comment on Finn going to Newport, I think you might have seen an old photo, mate, of Finn Azaz when he was at Newport before he came to us. I think he was on loan at Newport for a season-long loan before he came to us, mate. So I think that might be wrong. I don't know. I think he's still at Middlesbrough.
Falk saying, evening Falk, what's the team looking like under Rooney so far? Just difficult, the Cheltenham game, obviously loads of goals, great open play, split, Cheltenham apart in the first half, but today, I think Tuesday will be an interesting one, and an MK as we get closer to the start of the season, that will start to form the team. So just today was a little bit, I think, because of the incidents, sort of threw the game off a little bit. But I'm still confident. Andy's still confident. Marcus, people forget some of these excellent players we've got in this window we got because of Rooney. Absolutely agree.
Absolutely spot on, mate. Yeah,
don't disagree with that. Which is good, though, because, at the end of the day, that's the power of, for a club like us, if that Callum's still in, we're not going to just splash and chuck loads of money at players, just because we can, financially, even Birmingham can do that. So in one side of the way that club's being run. So, it's good that, he can attract that in. So it's spot on. Drew saying Rooney needs to field the team he wants to start the season with on Tuesday. Yes, potentially. Obviously you got the MK game as well. We're getting close to the season, Andy, aren't we?
Yeah, guys, just as an aside as well, if you're enjoying this then please tap on the screen so we get those likes up. And if you want to sort of gift this sort of co-commentator as well, then please feel free to give me as well. I'm always receiving little gifts, Yeah. Fork, what's this? Should have tried using his United links. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Fork. Yeah, I think he could have gone for Hasni Eldrafay's boy, and I still think that might happen. There is a lot of talent at Man United, and there's a lot of talk as well that if Coops does go to Sheffield United, then there's a very, very slight possibility we could get Behay down here, But that's pipe dreams, I think, isn't it?
Well, hey, look, no, anything can happen in football. Anything can happen in football. That's for sure. Fox saying should have tried using his United link. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, you were just touching upon that. I think what's interesting is we haven't yet had a United player coming on loan. I sort of expected that might. No reason to think it's a given, but yes, you'd feel with the contacts there that there would open up some doors there. Even in Paul Booker, it became number 2.
We've still got that contact in a way with Dewsnip and Rooney with Everton, and we've had Warrington down last season. And who's the other guy? We had another guy from Everton, didn't we? We had Lewis Warrington. There was another guy from Everton, Gibson, wasn't it? Lewis Gibson,
right, okay.
Who stayed, and so we've got some Everton connections there with Dewsnip and Rooney. So that could be quite interesting as well, couldn't it?
And forgive me for not knowing his name, but Gavin was telling me about the fitness coach and how, he is sort of really, really pushing the lads hard. Putting them through some very vigorous testing. If someone's got his name, please share it, and I'll read it out unless you know Andy. That was good. That's on me, mate. That's all right. That's good. Starting to build that sort of backroom staff. Even the goalkeeping coach now that joined us in January, and sort of Gavin was sort of telling me about him, and I think we're sort of starting to mould that sort of backroom setup, and everybody's sort of starting to click. So I'm mega excited for the start of the new season. It's such a shame that we don't have a pre-season game at home, but then the season is going to, in a blink of an eye, is going to be on us. And we've also got the Carabao Cup game, which will effectively be our first home game.
Elliot Turner's now at Stoke with Schumacher. So the guy who's the new sort of coach that's come in, I forget his name, but just picking up on what Drew said on Warrington, it didn't work out for him because I think he sort of played under when Foster was there. I think Foster tried to bring him back in again, didn't he? But it didn't really work out for him at all. And he wasn't good enough, basically. And Dan's going to come, Hugo? We'd hope so, mate. He's got a back problem at the moment. He's got a back strain or something that is keeping him out, according to the Liverpool Echo. But there's no reason why he shouldn't be coming down here in the near future. That'd be really good.
Gareth
David Tybee. Yeah, thanks, Fork. I think that's the guy.
David Tibby.
David Tybee.
Tibby.
Welcome, Morgan, as well. Morgan Harrison. Welcome, join us.
Evening. Met Plymouth fans on a train back from Leeds. Great bunch of lads. A few beers on the train. Yeah, thanks for that. NA 21321. And obviously, Torquay is as safe as any game if you're going to to go to one and stand in the home fans. So we had some great bunch of lads around us. We also went in the sports bar for a drink just before kick-off. So a lot of Argyle fans in those home ends. So thank you for the welcome. So that was good, much appreciated. Even in Sirrock, even in Sidorg, even if I can pronounce things right tonight, we are all a good bunch. Absolutely.
I quite like Torquay. I've got a soft spot for Torquay more than those other clowns up the A38. Well, I think Torquay's a nice little ground. There's was about 6,000 there today, maybe a bit more than that.
Yeah,
I think the capacity is about 7,000, isn't it? But it was a good little tidy ground when I remember going there a few times.
Yeah, no, it was and Gavin seemed to fall in love with it when we left. He was like, it's great. He said, I might try and get to a few more games. I mean, a couple of the guys with us from that were next to us said that there's a few Argyle fans that turn up for some of the games. So if you live locally and we're playing away and you want to get to a ground, and it's a lovely ground as well. The pitch. Give credit to the ground staff. The pitch looked absolutely immaculate. So
I agree with what Nas says as well about what makes football great is the fans being able to have a drink together and a laugh together, regardless of results.
Rugby, and that should be where that works so well in rugby.
Yeah, and if you, do you think if you introduce it to in football as well, you can take drink onto the terraces with you. If it's all just plastic cups and whatever, you could take it onto the terraces like you do rugby. Do you think there'd be far less problems there or not? I don't know. You're always going to get your knuckle draggers who have one too many and take it up there and cause trouble. I don't know how it's going to work out, but we just can't seem to behave, can we, as football fans? Like rugby fans, it's all, that's well done, pat on the back if you win or lose.
Yeah, there's certain games, I think, where you can almost guarantee there'll be a problem. Obviously, you wouldn't dare do it at Exeter, but and that sort of thing. But I think it's just that danger. It only takes, like you say, one person to sort of ruin it by, causing big trouble and issues, and someone gets injured badly. Then it's like you're back to square one with it. Blair, I did notice there was actually Argyle groundsman on the pitch today as well. So Blair just noting that the Argyle groundsmen have been helping Torquay.
Millwall away, Drew. That sounds fun. Millwall away. Sharing a pint with a Millwall fan on terraces. I mean, they are a family club now, Millwall, to be fair. They've still got their fair share of knuckle draggers, but then so have we, So,
Well,
just to say it wouldn't work, mate.
Yeah, every club has them. Hugo, are there any new transfer rumours? No, other than obviously the Jaden Dans one this week. So just
we haven't touched on Victor Paulson either.
No, get down on the sort of radar to come on to. Obviously, too early for him to start. Today, but.
That could be a very good signing for us at the back. He looks a solid defender at the back. Played for Iceland as well, and amazing. We've got a player of that quality, international. Played at international level. I played in Europa League as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be one to watch and one that'll bring some experience. A bit like Forshaw does, where a lot of games on their belts, sort of know how to play things and calm it down. And certainly Forshaw does in this championship. So be good to see if he does settle a bit with his injury, all being well. What else have we got in here?
Paul Booker, thanks for liking the live, my friend. Yeah, guys, if you like this live, it's going to get those little hearts up there.
That's it.
Keep on tapping that screen for us.
And he did gift earlier, Paul, as well. So I did.
Thanks for your gifting, guys. Yeah.
What else have we got here? Bad side and good side of football. Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, I think that's what sort of hit me. It was actually just nice being in with a different bunch of fans and having to listen to Andy and Jason beside of me at Block 9. But yeah, no, it was just good. It just felt like what it is, what the experience can be about when you're fortunate enough to have that. What we got? Thank you, James, for gifting that. Much appreciated. How was Wayne Rooney? Me and Gavin both zoomed in on our phones and noticed that he looked a little bit pissed.
His post-match interviews, he seemed quite sort of relaxed and he
doesn't wave his arms about and stuff, but he also doesn't stand there with his hands in his pockets for all those that remember that with Foster. So
I saw some pictures online of him coming to the ground with his bouncers. It's got this blooming 6'8" bouncer.
Yeah, that was quite funny that, and he was laughing as well, wasn't he? So thank you as well, the Big Fish, for that. Much appreciated. So loving the gifts tonight.
Just Big Fish.
Just to sort of give a bit of a shout. So Andy and myself are mad enough to want to come on to this and talk football and Argyle with you. We did used to do this as a very short early stint with another pod that we had on Twitter. And then had to change things for that. So we have got an account on here, on YouTube, on X, called at Block 9 Podcast. But we obviously, because of the followers that I've got, I can live stream. But please give Andy a follow as well. Carl, who joined us the other day, and will join us when he's got shift patterns, so that doesn't always favour. But yeah, look, we decided that we're going to probably commit a lot to TikTok, because we think there's a lot of stuff covered by some great pods like Argyle Life and that on X. So who also live stream across YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So we just want to bring our one to a different social channel. So
Paul Booker, thank you so much, mate, for the gifting as well. I really appreciate that, mate.
Yeah, all the football. I'm trying to get used to. I set these sort of goal things, and I've got to read up on them properly. But yeah, James and Paul, who ticked the football gifting thing, much appreciated. Reese, we just mentioned an evening, by the way. We just mentioned about Rooney. Look, until the season starts, you just don't know. But gut instinct for me, and Andy says, it's an exciting time, and I think things will be all right there.
Ollie Potter, thanks for your comment as well, mate. You're a Birmingham fan, brave coming in here, mate. Mate, I was gutted for you last season. It was either you or us, and sadly one of us had to go. It's just a shame it wasn't Blackburn, really. It was Birmingham, a good side. Give us a good game at home park, and I'm sure you'll be right back up again. Bounce right back again. So, all the best for next season, Ollie. You're making lots of signings. What's the latest on Stansfield? Has he joined you yet? I know there's a $5 million bid going in for him.
Yeah, and I just want to say evening to Rob Morgan as well, someone who I'm working with on a project at work, who's a supplier. So evening, Rob, and thank you for the comments. I wouldn't quite say I'm killing it as a football pundit. I never associate myself with those words. But 2 Minute Tuesdays, Rob, at work, you've seen those. So yeah, evening, everybody else that's coming in. I'm just trying to...
Liverpool 123. Liverpool 123. Have you got any inside scoop on Jayden Dance for us?
Yeah, it'd be good.
Is he coming down?
Some thoughts. Kai Rooney joining Argyle when he is 16. Well, yeah, potentially. There's always an option there if he stays around long enough.
Great. Thanks for this, Sean, as well.
Yeah, and then Jay hasn't joined yet because Sheffield United are interested in him, but I hope he signs. Weibo, get Dan's down here, please. Yeah, help us get him signed up. I'm just going to go just quickly check a few things here. Yeah, so if anyone wants to come in on and give their thoughts, I can see Sean, bless you, I've been waiting a while in there, so I'm just going to punt you in so you can also give your thoughts. So please welcome Sean when he connects up. If he's there we go.
Hello, Sean, mate. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Did you listen to it? You didn't go to the game, did you? I don't think.
No, I listened to it.
Yeah, good. And what did you think of it? Listening to it on the radio, it was a bit disjointed, wasn't it, with all the start-stoppings?
It was a bit flat.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'd call it.
I thought that as well, mate. And I wasn't there, Thanks again, Paul Booker, for the footballs, mate. Great stuff.
Yeah, really good. So
Argyle can score as many goals next season, mate.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of the squad just to sort of trigger some memories after a long day. So we're looking at someone asked the question, or Marcus asked us the question earlier about who we think, we still need to sign and are missing, and trying to digest it all, because I love Will Jenkins-Davis. As I said, he was a standout for me with Freddie Azaka. But that midfield, when you've got like Edwards and you've got, Randall and Forshaw and Houghton and, let alone anyone else that can play in that position, it's a tough gig, isn't it? But it was good, actually, that Rooney did bring a lot of those youngsters on. And it's going to mix things up, Every player has got to be on their game.
Well, you've mentioned Isaka and Jenkins-Davis. I mean, there's promise there for them. And even Caleb Roberts, before he went off, he showed a little bit of promise there. We've got a lot of that coming through. And you've got to remember that Adam Randall and Michael Cooper came through the youth system. These could be sort of potential sort of bargaining chips for Argyle's future.
Like Chuba, Yeah, absolutely. And that it takes a lot to build up a youth system, and Simon Hallett and the club have worked hard to do that, because that helps you when you're not going to be chucking millions at players, to have that strong youth system. Not everything's perfect in Argyle's setup, but the ability to sort of have something that is good, and with all the Brickfields development and all that sort of stuff, it's hopefully we can find some more nuggets out there locally.
Ollie, I'm just picking up on Ollie's comment there as well about is that Alfie May you're talking about? Is Alfie May at Birmingham now? I think he is, isn't he?
I'm not sure.
Ollie, just you went to the Birmingham v Walsall game. Keeper almost died. Oh right, our keeper almost died, and May scored. Is that May?
Something on that, yeah.
Wow, crumbs.
Reese, we have said about
Alfie May,
not sure on Cooper. I don't know. I'm right on the fence at the minute with whether he's staying or going.
Ollie, you've got an amazing player there, Alfie May. Argyle were looking at him a couple of seasons ago when he was scoring for fun again, for Cheltenham. You know, he's a goal machine. If you can get him scoring goals, then yeah, and Stansfield, mate, he'll be back up in no time.
Yeah, oh god, Stansfield, Russie, yeah, I did go today. Went into the Torquay end in the popular stand. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, even in
you're right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah,
City's right. Yeah, pre-seasons is just like a practice match. It's not proper stuff, is it? But it's just, doesn't really matter, does it?
No, exactly, but it's good. It's good as fans. You know, I mean, obviously, you do wonder how much of the, and I mean this with respect, how much of the Torquay fans with the sellout turned up because Rooney was there, but that's a good for kids and a buzz and all that sort of stuff. And from a coffers point of view, from a financial point of view, I think Gavin and I sort of worked out there's probably about 150 grand or so that they probably made off the back of that game when you factor in food, let alone the ticket sales and drink and all that sort of stuff. So that's always it's good for them.
Fitness as well, isn't it? You know, I looked at. I've got friends who are Chesterfield fans, and they've just come up from the conference, and they played Derby County in a pre-season friendly the other day, and they won 4-0. I mean, Derby just come up to the championship, so it means nothing. It's just a run out for players, I believe. You know.
Yeah, Kyle, evening. Yeah, love to. Thanks for the comment. Got a lot of respect for Plymouth. Hope you get promoted to the Premier League. What team, club is yours, mate? It'd be good just to note. But yeah, you never know. Stranger things have happened. With clubs going up. So, maybe one day you'll never know. Maybe under Rooney. So let's talk sports. Green Army. Yeah, evening, mate. Devon Day. Yeah, imagine Alfie, May, and Jay Stansfield up for Birmingham this season.
Flipping out. That's frightening. That's frightening.
There's a lot. Was it like a 7 million bid that they put in or rumoured for Jay Stansfield?
It was right? It was 5 initially, but I think they've upped the bid for that now. They really want him there because. The only thing about Stansfield I didn't like is at Home Park when he lifted his shirt and said, once a red, always a red. But that's just personal. That's Argyle stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. We did have actually some.
Welcome to Darren Clark as well.
We did have some, speaking of Reds, we did have a couple of Exeter fans get off as we were waiting for the train to get on the train. So they got a bit of, they gave a bit of stick and they got a bit of stick back. So
that's all fun, isn't it? A vinyl-loving lefty. Are you a Grecian, are you, mate?
So
welcome, mate. Welcome. We don't sort of diss anyone. You welcome here, mate. No worries.
Okay, Manchester United is Kyle's team. Drew, how did Gibson look today? I thought all right, actually, to be fair. I thought calm and composed and fairly solid. Pleguezuelo also was fine. Just thinking of who came on in Dan Scarr looked a little bit frustrated. There's I forget his name, so apologies if anybody knows or is from Torquay knows. There's a Bath striker that they've got on loan who came on, I think, as a substitute, if I can recall correctly, in the second half, and he gave Scar a bit of stick. He couldn't really sort of handle him for the odd occasion when they had a chance. So that was interesting.
Marcus, good point about Luton. If Luton or Bournemouth can do it, there's hope that we could eventually get the Premiership. I think you're absolutely right, mate. I remember playing against Bournemouth at their old ground when Paul Watton was playing for us, and I think Watson scored from about 40 yards, and the other goal was I think it was Chuck Norris, and he hit the ball, hit the bar, and it bounced down and over the line. It was one of those weird games, but yeah, that's not long ago, really. And Luton, we've had games with Luton when Joe Kinnear was around, and I remember sort of Home Park when it was all being developed, and we were going for the championship with them. So it's good stuff. I think we could, if we could get one season up there, it'll do our financial coffers really good, and we'll see some quality football. Just one season.
Absolutely. Also agree with Paul Booker. Honestly, if people with the negative views on Rooney, I think are in for a shock this season. Yeah, we should soon find out. Buster Phillips on the back. God, yeah, you used to love Buster Phillips.
Buster Phillips. There's a name.
Yeah, PAFC.
Put the ball across Green Stonebridge to head it against the sort of the old Exeter fans there, wasn't it? That was class. I remember that game. 3-2 we won last minute.
Yeah, morning those else that are coming in, Norris and Watton. One of them was the 5,000th goal for Argyle. Someone clarified.
Yes, it was. Watton's goal was, you're right.
What's the latest on Whittaker? There is nothing. To be fair, I wasn't overly impressed with him in the game today, but again, I wouldn't read too much into that. But yeah, out of him and Cooper, my cards are on he's staying side of the table. So don't have any concerns really with him at the moment. I was at the game, was really windy at Bournemouth. Oh yeah,
it was someone else. It was heck of a windy and rainy, wasn't it? And it was. I was pretty sure Watton from 40 yards, he just twatted it. It was banging the net, you know.
Hardie shot all 4 leagues, as Gordon Sparks used to play out when he did the old
cracking
team lineups on Radio Devon.
Yeah, 2003. You're right, mate. Yeah, I think we were both in League 2 then, weren't we? Or League 1. I'm pretty sure it was League 2 way back, or the old Division 2. Because we used to have like Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and Premiership. Then I might be wrong.
But and I was just going to say, who else? Galloway looks solid as well on the today. So I like Galloway. I'm so glad that he's signed. I'm looking at the sort of, I can't see his name mentioned unless there it is, Brendan Galloway. As I say, they missed it off the list. But yeah, just for some of the new players, just to join my team, as it says, that joined us. Have only just recently joined us. Ibrahim Sissoko, just like all the glitz and jazz, all the tricks with his feet. Going to be a real interesting prospect. Tijani is a man mountain, and it's gonna be interesting for that this season, seeing them come on. Thanks for that, Ben, much appreciated, mate. Gift in there. And also I guess I always get tongue tied. Ogbeta, thank you, Nathaniel Ogbeta. Again, also looks quality. There is some really, really, really good competition so far. I know it's only pre-season, but when you just see a player, you can just think, And even Bundu, to be fair to me, just looked ooze quality while he was out there on the pitch today. So I think we're in for some... It's going to be a really tough choice for what Wayne is going to pick for his first starting 11.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Ruzi, I just seen your comment about the back of the Dempo end. Mate, I used to, when I first started going to Argyle, especially when it was really bad, I was right at the back of the Dempo end, block 3. And it's right on the back wall, it's fantastic. And the steward used to get us to sit down. And there used to be a bloke sort of a few rows down from us. We used to call him Belcher, because every so often he just let out a blooming great burp, and it's like, what on earth? And so we just, it was great days in the Dempo end because it rocked, and it still rocks now. And the Dempo end was proud on match days. So well done, keep it going, man.
I'm just you got to watch for TikTok does sort of censor some random comments. So Marcus, this was one of them that was censored. Him with JB massive, even Wayne looks bigger. Yeah, they do, and I think the whole sort of training regime and all that sort of stuff. Let's give it to Wayne. It's good that he's scoring some goals. In their little Olympic tournament. So I shouldn't say little because it's not little. Sorry, you know what I mean. But it's good to see him get on the score sheet. Jacob, who's just joined us, it was Argyle who won 2-0. William Spencer, Rooney will be a disaster. Yeah, absolutely, 100% not.
Quick question from Richard as well. How many more signings do you feel we need? Good question, Rich. I still think we need maybe 2, maybe 3 permanent signings. Our own signings, not loanee players, and maybe one more loanee player. That's just my opinion. I think we need to do something about the back 4. We need to shore up the back 4 because we just need cover in that area. I think the midfield's pretty much sorted, and we've got so many attacking players now, which is more than we've ever had. So I think we've got about 5 people that can potentially play up front for us now, which is all good news. So
as well, isn't he? I do. I do want to pick this comment out from CLU97. I'm a Stoke fan. Have you improved since Schumacher left, and do you feel more confident this season? Before I answer that, you lost again today, didn't you? Was that 2 pre-seasons on the bounce? Was it Stockport today, 1-0? What's your thoughts on Schumacher now so far in your pre-season? But yeah, in terms of it all went a bit Pete Tong when Schumacher left with Foster coming in. Always loved Schumacher. You know, he was always attacking with his football, did leave us open at times. But until I can't really say have we improved, because I would say no, we didn't, because obviously when he left, we were doing all right, and then we went downhill under Foster. I think give it sort of a few months. If he's still there and it's all gone well under Rooney, then we'll see what differences Rooney brings.
Yeah. Sean, what are your views, mate? Have you got any views there, mate?
What about Shuey?
Oh, about Stuart or anything we've talked about, mate. You're a bit quiet in the background there, mate. Please feel free to get involved.
No, I'm just listening. I'm interested to just listen to you two talk.
Ollie, Mike does more talking than I. A question from Ollie. I missed it there. It's just scrolled up. Where do I think Argyle will finish this season? I mean, realistically, mate, I think we're going to finish mid-table. 15th, I would say 15th. I think they're going to go much higher than that, because he's still building. We're still we're not spending a lot of money where teams around us are. I think we're going to finish 15th. I think there's a lot more stronger teams up there, and I think the teams that come down from the Premiership are going to be stronger as well. Sheffield United, Burnley, and Luton are going to be stronger. So realistically, I'd say my heart says like 9th, something like that, but my mind says 15th. Just thinking about
playoffs.
Playoffs. I'll take that all day long.
Yeah, exactly, Sean. Yeah,
promotion. Yeah, I mean, we've got to look high, but realistically, I'm a realistic Argyle fan, Ollie. So I think sort of 15th. So there you go. If we finish 15th, come back when we're ending this season, and then I'll buy you a pint or something.
That's it. Absolutely. Let's have a look.
Good shout, Rich. 15th to 18th. Yeah, absolutely right.
Let me just move these comments across so I can see them better. Schumacher is like, low, they don't have a plan B, but I hope Rooney is different. Yeah, there can be that at times, but we probably still preferred their plan A to Foster's, that's for sure. 15th to 18th, yeah, all agree. Be interesting. I think sort of mid-table top end is my honest opinion. At the Grumpy Loyal, this is you, Andy. Where do you think? That's what you just read out. Yep, sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Cheers, Rossi, who's just left. So I'm just going to change, while you can talk now, Andy, I'm just going to change the background. What do I want to choose?
He's going to change the background. He's going to put his Barbie one on there. Oh, who's this? Oh, yeah, great stuff. Yeah.
Star man of the match today. I'm going to just
he's going to be a class act. I can just see him being a class act, this guy. I really can.
The only sort of comment that I would make is I'm trying to stretch my tripod up a little bit.
He's put on this tripod again.
Yeah. The famous TikTok tripod. I bought one, but not on TikTok, and it is good. Actually, it is really good. I've lost my train of thought now. What were you saying, Andy?
He's going to be a star for us this year. I think if Rooney can get him playing and scoring goals and providing, he'll score a lot of goals for us this season.
I tell you what. Now remember what I was going to say about Azaka, and that is he just needs to build his body strength. One of the things that was noticeable is when he got the ball, in one of his little runs and trying to dance around a couple of players in midfield, he got knocked off a little bit too easy. And that was evident when he did come on and play for us, because, he's not the biggest of builds. He's still a young lad. If you compare him to someone like Phillips, who similar age, I think, weren't they? And he's just like a man mountain. But yeah, I think if Azaka can just build that upper body strength. But what I'd like to see with Azaka is even against Rovers or MK, if not, it'll have to be in the season, but is the sort of attacking. I want to see him run at them, because when he did that at the corner of the box, he managed to get that ball across, which led to the penalty. So so I think there's definitely one to watch. I was desperate to see more of him when we were struggling with options at the end of last season, but he didn't get a shout. And the same with Caleb Roberts, I think, who played that game with him that time in the at Home Park. I think Roberts looks good. It's just hopefully his little knock today is nothing more than a knock.
Jack McAllister, what's this comment about you? He's going to Morgan Whittaker's coming to the famous who? That I see the red, white, and blue there. Is that Portsmouth? No, I think it's Glasgow Rangers, isn't it? I hope he doesn't come to Rangers because I think he'll be wasted up there. I think he'll just be redundant up there. I don't know why. Scottish football's not the best football to watch, is it? It's only Celtic or Rangers that win it every year. It's not really a competition.
It's not, and I mean it with the greatest respect to the Scottish League, but the potential that Whittaker should have and can have, I don't think he would. I think he'd be wasted up there. To be fair, so
I think if Rangers made the right bid for him, I mean, by all accounts, they tried last couple of seasons ago for $3 million, and then they sort of tried again with $7 million. So if you keep sort of up in that value, then you might sort of prize them away from us. I think Rooney wants, silly money for him. He's not going to just let him go for a snip. And Rangers are good enough. They want to sort of, I hate to say it, catch up with Celtic, because Celtic seem to win it every year, and it just gets boring up in Scotland. I support Queen of the South, by the way. It's my second team. They won 2-0 today. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah, I've just now added a background of the sports bar in Torquay where I was having a pre-match drink. That was like a bit of a sauna in there as well, to be fair. Jack saying he would tear the league apart if he does come out of nowhere. Marcus agreeing he's going nowhere unless it's around 20 million. I think 15 would be would tickle the club, I think. Richard, you've obviously I just put him up on screen very briefly and took him back down, but how was Bali today? So I thought Mumba, I said at the start, Mumba linked up well with Wright, was getting a bit down the channels and creating some space for the balls to be passed to him and whipping in a couple of crosses. But again, because that first half being such a stop-start, but he did well with the goal. And from my recollection, it started with Mumba, who then played it to Wright, who then had a shot which was then saved, I think, by their keeper. And then Bali followed up, was left on his own to then just slot it into the back of the net. Or sort of smash it. I can't remember. I haven't seen the goal replay. And Wright did look good as well. So there's a lot of, a lot of options.
Yeah.
Go on, Andy.
We're talking about Callum Wright, and Ollie's talking about Alfie May. Callum Wright and Alfie May were in the same team at Cheltenham a while back, and they've both gone their separate ways now. Callum Wright's playing in the Championship, to be fair. But there you go. Ollie, I know you like Alfie May, mate. I'm sure he's going to do well for you. Is Sissoko any good, Mike? You saw him today. What's your view on Sissoko? I think he could be exciting for us.
Yeah, I think he is going to be exciting. Basically said tonight that I think he will. I'm trying to think of who I can compare him to from Home Park. Was it? I don't know if it was you, Andy. That's it. Panucci, Camera, or a couple of people had, but all the legs and all the step overs and stuff. But just like he did make a few of their players look a little bit silly at times, and he was then taken out, and rightly so. From their players after trying to take the piss. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But the
Michael, yes.
He's going to be very, very exciting, I think. And I just sort of hope that we get him for the whole season. But, he might be one of those that puts his sort of name right up there on the pedestal and might get taken away from, in January. But, exciting times. What else have we got here? Question for you, Andy. If Argyle looking for any strikers, Scott Hogan is ready to go.
Don't know a lot about him, to be fair. He can't be that good. Was he playing for Birmingham? The strikers didn't do very well last season, did they? He might be good. I don't know anything about him, to be honest, so I'm not going to comment on him.
Sorry, Andy. Just Paul's. I rudely interrupted you. Paul's leaving.
That's right.
But thanks for the gifts and that, Paul. Much appreciated. We'll see you next time. Post Rovers. And no reason why not to go live Tuesday night. So I shall put an event in for that. But yeah, go on, Andy. Sorry, mate.
That's all right. I was going to dip out for a minute. I'm going to dip back in because my screen is up the creek. just give us a minute.
Without a paddle. So, Richard, Danny Mayer scored 2 today for Fleetwood. It's good to see him score again. Yep. I'm going to Rovers. Yeah, so I've got a meeting at 4 o'clock. 3 o'clock till 4 o'clock. And it's an important meeting. So Gavin, who I went with today, is going up with his brother, and he's leaving about 4ish. So I could still keep an eye on it during the day and decide to get a ticket, but Yeah, I might end up giving that one a miss. Hopefully, they might be streaming that one though, and if they are, I could even sit on the live and watch it and talk about it. So
they are streaming.
Oh, say again, sorry, Sean.
They are streaming it.
They are. Oh, right. Okay, so that's Argyle as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Bristol Rovers are streaming it as well.
Okay,
so
that's good then. So, Andy, are you around Tuesday evening? I'm wondering if if I don't go, which I don't think I will, to be honest. I wonder if we just sit on live stream while we can't show the game, obviously, for streaming rights reasons, but.
We can give it a go. We can give it a try and restream or whatever if you want.
Yeah, because I can just connect the phone up. But well, I won't be able to restream on here with stream on here with restream. So, but yeah, I could certainly put it on. I was going to actually look and see. I still can't give you video access. I don't believe you can set yourself video access either. Still, can you?
No, it's not letting me do it. There's live access needed to go live on videos. There you go. So it's a no at the minute.
Yeah, that's fine. Hopefully that was sorted, because it'd be good to have a few more faces. Just as a note as well, if anybody wants to come in and give their thoughts, opinions, whatever club you support as well, thoughts on your club. We're sort of not necessarily tying ourselves down to a time here, so we're happy to, sort of talk about anything as long as I stay awake. What
about having Mr. Howard Lover? Welcome. So come on, you yellows. I gather you must be a Torquay fan, other than that you're a Norwich fan.
Well,
if you're a Torquay fan, why don't you're welcome to come on, mate, and give your view of what the game was like today for you. Because we just rabbled on about our game. So what was it like for you, mate?
Yeah, evening Shirley Sutton as well, that's joined us.
Welcome, guys. Make sure you keep on hitting those likes, guys. Tap on that screen, get sharing the love.
What's a gift ambassador challenge? Ready to take on the challenge? There's just so many things these things throw up at you. It's absolutely nuts trying to keep up with it all. So, yeah, carry on, Andy, while I just sort some stuff out for a minute.
Yeah, Mr. Howard Lover, why don't you come on? Give yourself a sort of invite and come in and talk to us, mate. The sort of crowd stuff was going on today. I think there was sort of medical stuff because it was just either dehydration, or one guy was taken away in a stretcher. I know, I heard that. So hopefully that guy's okay, and I hope everyone's fine. That's had to go and leave the ground.
Yeah, the club confirmed that, so that's always good. Everyone in the crowd incidents, healthy, by the way. That's it. Yeah, we did see that, or I did with Gavin when we were travelling back. Great hospitality there. Hello, Howard. I was in the popular stand, so we're having a good chats with the guys around us. So, and impressive. The ground looked great. The pitch looked fantastic. I don't know. What's your thoughts on what you think your season will be like? I wouldn't say today was a great game to judge it on, but I think you've got some good potential there that Watton's nurturing.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Swilly King, evening Swilly King. Yeah, man, come on. Always trying to help with the mental health, whether it's men's health, anyone's mental health, being there myself. So, but yeah, Swilly King always driving that every day on his videos. So shout out there.
Mate. Thanks for that, Swilly. Welcome as well, Clint Walker.
So Lucas has said, do we think Whittaker will have another good season? I just really hope. I think the style of play, if he can get that ball on the run, we'll see. But the left back even had him a little bit. He was trying to get past him at times, and to be fair, the young lad did quite well to stop him. So we'll see. But we don't know. Again, if he's got offers on the table, even if I think confidently that he won't go, these are things that can distract people when there's a lot of money involved.
Yeah. Jay the Goat. The red and white, is that the red and white persuasion up the road? Welcome if it is. Rangers pre-season has been one of the worst ones I've seen so far. So what's going wrong with Rangers? Why do you need Whittaker to bolster your attack? I'm just keen.
It's because there's an outgoing player. I think, someone mentioned an outgoing player. I forget the name now. I missed it now. So But yeah, he's not going to go there. Joe Edwards, this is blocking. Hang on, sorry, Luna. It's censoring comments really weirdly.
Yeah, Joe Edwards. Yeah, he's still with us. He was injured today, unfortunately, Luna. Didn't take part in the game today, but he's 100%er. He is always 100%er. Todd
what was that, Sean? Sorry?
So Todd Cantwell left Rangers. Where's he gone?
Jobo.
Jobo, yeah, Jobo. We know it's Jobo, yeah.
Joe Edwards.
Thanks for that, Sean. Yeah, thanks, mate.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I've always liked Edwards. I do have a picture of him scoring that goal.
So Whittaker's the same sort of style of play. That's cool, yeah. So Whittaker cuts in from the right normally and hits the left foot, shot to the corner. Yeah, he scored a peach up at Cheltenham. And he's done that a few times for us over the seasons he's been here. He'll cut in from the right hand side and just bend one into the top corner. And he's got class. It's whether he gets a supply or not. Often, Mike, do you reckon last season he wouldn't chase back if he made a mistake? He wouldn't chase back, and he wouldn't go after the ball again. He'd leave it to someone else. I don't know. There's that side to him as well.
Yeah, there is. I think you'd sort of the situation with Foster and all that on the second half of the season. Everything's a clean slate. It always is with a new manager, isn't it? So, and I think one thing Rooney will not stand for is bad attitude and laziness. So, it's and thanks Luna and Bella for following me and all those others that have done that. Please also, where you can, give a follow to the Grumpy Loyal or Andy. I'm also Mike, by the way. That is my name as the Crazy Pilgrim. The sort of name is a bit of a random one, but came about. I'm a little bit of a not crazy literally, but I'm quite an eccentric person, energetic person, motivational person. I'm always like to play a good. What was that, Andy?
He talks a bit.
Yeah, exactly. But there you go. It's good. It's good to talk, as BT said back in the 90s. So I just coined that.
The Grumpy Loyal is simply an anagram of Plymouth Argyle. So there you go.
Yeah, which is very good, because even GPT couldn't work that out, as I told you the other day.
There you go.
So pretty impressive. Just looking at the latest comments. So Jack's just saying on the Rangers situation, Rangers team have been lost in pre-season. They haven't performed like a proper team. I'm just hoping once the season starts, they start to switch on. Yeah, anything can happen. A colleague that sits next to me in work is a massive Celtic fan. He would be happy to read that comment. Lucas, do we think Rooney may lose the dressing room if it becomes another Foster situation? Can't see it. And actually, I'm glad you raised that, because at the end of the game, I was very conscious of watching the interaction with Rooney and the players, and he went round and shook everybody's hand and had a bit of a joke with a few of them as well. So I feel even in the warm up, I did try and stream it, by the way, but just like I've got O2 and Libera, two SIMs running in my phone to allow me to get a connection, because O2 does not work at home park. And I was trying to stream some of it, but I just couldn't even get a signal off those two. So, but yeah, all the players looked sort of happy, smiles on their faces. When they were doing the shooting practice, Gavin was like, "Oh, look at that! Look, every goal, every shot's going in," and then he jinxed them, and every shot went wide. But yeah, I don't think he'll lose the dressing room. We won't have a Foster situation.
Jack, we've talked about pre-season, and you're talking about the Birmingham game that you went to with Rangers. Pre-season, I just think you can't judge your season on your whole season on a pre-season. You're going to get sort of players who aren't up to scratch, or some people coming back from injury. Birmingham has spent a lot of money. They spent loads of money. I don't know where our friend from Birmingham's gone, but he spent loads and loads of money. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I think you're going to be up there with Celtic again. I want you to go and actually top the league this year and go and win it. Because I just get bored of Celtic winning it all the time. They seem to go 18, 20 points clear.
But don't forget, Rangers had that long stint, didn't they? Not too long ago, before it all went Pete Tong. So, look, another comment that's been greyed out because of the... hang on, let me put this. So, from J2941. Yeah, who's winning the champ? Do you know, to be fair, I haven't had a chance to sit down. I'm not one of these that does that anyway, but we should do certainly a sort of a pre-season sort of league discussion, because we have discussed about doing stuff like that, Andy, haven't we? But so I
did a little video on my TikTok channel to do with championship predictions. So if you want to go and have a look at that, see what my views are. I think personally, Burnley are going to win this year.
Leeds.
That's just, I'm going to put that on the line, Burnley.
Yeah, Leeds is not a bad shout, Sean. I think after...
Yeah, good shout, Lee.
It's whether or not, obviously, they to be fair, they need it, because after then this season, it will be a bit of an issue financially, won't it? Because of... how many seasons do you get the parachute payments, or is it just the one?
3, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, God, yeah, it's 3 too many when you consider clubs like ourselves. Who do you think will have a standout season for us this season from, I think that's LC 13544. I'm going to stick my neck out and say Izaka, but there's some tough competition with Sissoko, Tijani now joining in the squad. So yeah, I'm going to say Izaka if he can get in the squad and get the games. Andy?
Good shout. I'm going to say Adam Randall.
Ooh,
I think
I agree.
a bit of beef, and
Randall.
I think he's going to be responsible for a lot of free kicks now, and I think he's going to grow up a little bit now, and especially working alongside Houghton and it's Forshaw for a start. The Forshaw's experience and Houghton's experience will sort of rub off on Adam. I think he'll do really well this year.
Yeah, so you and Sean feel Randall's not a bad shout. Dan 101 has asked us. How's Rooney started? Has Rooney changed the style of play? I'd say in the Cheltenham game, yes, he definitely wants to attack, and we got 5 goals out of that in the end. The second half did wilter off. In this game today against Torquay, you really didn't see it. He played the team that's almost started the second half against Cheltenham, which didn't really allude to anything, and it didn't today. But then saying that when he changed it at 60 minutes, there wasn't really much else that came from that side either. So the 2 goals came from the first starting 11. So yeah, but we're definitely attacking and the players he's brought in, I think, will also give us that backup that if we go forward, as Marcus was alluding to with us earlier, sort of not having a plan B once you go a goal up or you have a problem. I think Rooney will have solutions to that. So that's my thoughts, Andy.
Yeah, I think you started okay. We haven't lost yet. Just following up to your second question, has Rooney changed the style of play? I don't think he needed to, because Argyle already played the style of football that he plays. I think we mentioned earlier on that, I don't know if you're a Birmingham fan, Dan, but Birmingham didn't play the way that Rooney tried to implement, and I think this is why it just went wrong for them. I might be wrong there, but so the style of play he's having with us is a fast attacking football, which Birmingham did when they came down to Home Park last season and drew 3 each. It was fast attacking football, and Birmingham looked really, really good. And then we just, our resilience under Schumacher kept us in the game and stuff. So, Lucas, is it just me, or is that likes Mattia Saranola? I quite like Saranola. He's got the passion. He looks as though he's sort of taken a step backwards, though, for me. I don't know. He's not the sort of player that looked good when he first came to the club and looked exciting. He's got it there. He's got the potential there. But whether he can keep it up for 46 games or whatever is another story. What do you reckon, Mike or Sean?
Well, yeah, go on, Sean.
Well,
Saranola.
Come on, Sean, wake up. Get some Red Bull in you, man.
I think he's doing all right.
Yeah. So I saw him today, and I didn't think much of him. And I've loved his energy, being a positive person as well. I loved his energy when he joined us last season. He's had a full pre-season. He just looked off today and a little bit frustrated. He gave away a couple of silly fouls, and because it was right in front of me, one of them as well, and making what did I do wrong? But he was clearly going to take the player out because he wasn't even looking at the ball in the air. So I don't know. It just didn't look comfortable for me, and he switched sides a little bit, but yeah, I just wasn't impressed. So I think again Tuesday night, if we have a seamless game with no interruptions, then we'll see if he starts or even joins in the second half as a sub or whatever. But at the moment, for me, I'm not sure.
Just picking up on Dan's question, are you signing Dan's from Liverpool? We talked about that slightly earlier on, Dan. Hopefully we will. I think the player wants to come down here, but I know he's got a back injury at the minute, according to the Liverpool Echo. So I'm not sure he's going to be coming down anytime soon. Hopefully he'll be down before the start of the season. I know he wants to come and play, especially under a person like Rooney, because Rooney's a striker. He'll learn his trade from Rooney's football style of play and goal scoring attributes. So I think that'd be good for him and Argyle, of course.
Yeah. So Ben Lucas said he felt Matty Sorinola was good today. Thanks for that as well, Ben. I'm not. Yeah, I still wasn't overly impressed, to be fair. But it was just one of those games, so I'll put it down to that at the moment. What other comments have we got? Sorry, I'm knocking this.
Keep on tapping the screen, lads and ladies, if you want to help this channel to grow, and just keep on tapping away.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. What we got here? No new comments. Right, I'm gonna. Blackburn Rovers. Jesus, Bristol Rovers on Tuesday. So I'm trying to think now because I'm rubbish at trying to memorise players and their positions where it's not obvious to me. So I think defensively. I'd like to see Paulson, see if he can play Tuesday night and see what he brings to the table. Galloway Gibson had no issues with. Pleguezuelo, to be fair, no issues with either. I'd just like to see us create a bit more. Like I said, we just seem to struggle to create space and open up opportunities or open up Torquay in the first half, except for the goal by Mumba with Wright in the link-up play. So I'd like to see that happen, because I think if you've got Sissoko on, Bunda even, with Tajani, Morgan, that could be absolutely frightening. And I think the way that those will stretch teams, I think then when you've got the likes of Hardie who can come on as a sub, and get in behind a tired defence, I think that's promising. So I'd like to see him go with a strong starting 11 in this game, and see if, like Cheltenham, that causes us to sort of get a few goals and see what we saw against Cheltenham. So
good question coming up. Firstly, thanks, Hugo, for up there, Plymouth. Yeah, we love Argyle. Albert, how do you think Torquay played today, Mike? Again, I only heard it, so I didn't see how they played. I thought from the sound of it, they did quite well. They posed a couple of little, attacking threats, but again, I didn't see what sort of style of play they had. I think it was a high press, if I'm right.
Yeah, no, they did. I was quite impressed with them. They had a few sort of chances. One that just went wide of the post. Can't remember if it was a header or a shot. And also in both halves, actually, they had a couple of chances. So, yeah, again, the game, obviously was disrupted by those medical incidents. But I just thought, he's got a young squad, isn't he? Rebuilding it or starting afresh, to a degree. So I would be positive if I was a Torquay fan after that game, having not known or seen what they've done in other games. You got Exeter, I think, Tuesday night, haven't you? So that'll be an interesting one to see how things go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Jack, for the follow. How do you think Ipswich are doing their first season in the Premier League? Jack, the Rangers fan, has asked.
Well, I think they do really well. They're signing quite a few players, aren't they?
Well, my dad keeps posting loads.
Just above mid-table, I think. I say 12th for Ipswich. I think they've got a good chance. There's a lot of teams worse than that up there than Ipswich.
Well, I thought Burnley would go up, and after the way he had them playing coming up out the Championship, I thought they would do really well, and they just stuttered. So it'll be interesting. And my dad's an Ipswich fan. For those that don't know, I'm just trying to find the messages from our football banter chat. Not so much banter now.
Sean, your mate Jack Bignell is saying hi to you.
I don't know who he is. I've never met him.
You've never met him.
You've never met him.
He said, "Can I say hi to Sean from you?" So I'm saying hi to Sean from you. Jack, how did you know Sean?
Oh, thanks. AJ5 can see has shared the live. So evening. if you like, I noticed some farming bit. I don't get to stop and watch them for long, AJ, but I know Andy has seen a couple as well. But AJ's streamed some gaming stuff, hence the name AJ Gaming
Good
UK,
stuff.
and it's like proper big rig stuff. It's incredible how all these sim games have just come on leaps and bounds, and back there you could drive big rigs or farming equipment. I think you were driving the other day, although I did notice you reversed into one of the uprights when you were trying to park it. But yeah,
Right.
all good content on there.
Sean, apparently Jack is a subscriber to Jana's on Tour.
There we go.
Yeah, I think
Great
people
Jana's on
say
Tour.
that,
Guys,
but
if you haven't heard of Jana's on Tour, please subscribe to that as well. It's a great YouTube channel with my mate Sam and Sean and Rich, who pull out some good vlogs every season. Go and subscribe to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are on here on I think on .tour, if I'm correct. So we look at what we're going to sort of try and look to do is sort of bring out some more content, and we'll do that by sort of linking up with anything that the guys can do as Jana's on tour. A lot of that content, and Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, and Andy, is when you're going away to games and you like to vlog about it. We will try and see what sort of content we can bring from the games as well. Which we'll try and mix a few things up. It's a lot harder to do it in TikTok with the sort of restrictions that you've got. I do need to test out the studio version because it would be good to share some graphics and some stats properly. But at the moment, you've got these little graphics that I've done just to add some context to the games. But we will share all that on YouTube and all that sort of stuff as well. So, and then when we get to enough subs, we can, I think we're on like 16 because it's very early doors on the channel on there. Then we might go on to a restream and stream on there properly and show off a bit more stuff. Absolutely.
So just a quick plug, really, for the Block 9 podcast. If you can get along and subscribe to it, we have a YouTube channel. We're on Facebook. We're going to be doing some stuff with Restream probably. We've got TikTok, and we'll have a Spotify account as well, so you can listen to us at your leisure.
Yeah, the Spotify account does exist. Yeah, and I will aim to start stripping these recordings out from the video, and they will go onto those platforms as well. So, but look, we're happy with what we're doing on TikTok, which has been good. It's just a whole new and different experience. So it's good fun, and more people to meet, those that aren't on X that we've communicated to or engaged with before. So absolutely. Jack has said, see if Rangers beat Celtic in at least 3 times this season, they'll have a chance to win the league. And thanks for the follow as well, Jack. Evening, Richard. Just trying to see if I've missed anything else out here. Marcus agrees with me. Hardie being an impact player on the bench this season. There's going to be, I think, some tied defences, like I referred to, with the way that Sissoko, Tajani's going to sort of mix things up, and Bundu's got pace as well, hasn't he, Andy? So there's
I can foresee this season just Tajani and Hardie sort of chopping and changing. When Hardie towards the end of last season, Hardie had run himself into the ground. So I just think having that extra sort of bit of bulk up front, if you like, in Tajani, and having Sissoko coming in as well is just going to add to it. And I think Hardie's going to get more time to sort of rest and be on the bench, and be an impact if he comes off.
Yeah, it's just good. It's good vibes, and absolutely. Harry, enjoyed the game today. Enjoyed mixing up with the Torquay fans in the popular stand and even in the sports bar underneath.
Thanks for hosting us as well, mate. It was good to get back to play more again, seeing it full again. I've been there many times, and seen it full, and passionate fans up there. Really like Torquay, got a soft spot for them, so I hope we do well under Watton this season and Mr. Warnock. And you get back into the league, mate. We want you back in the league. I know it's a long way off yet, but
certainly try and jump Exeter. That would be
who are they? Never heard of them.
Excellent. So I'm just. What is the time? Nearly 10:30, so nearly an hour and a half in, which is impressive. I see there.
Thank you to those 3.2k who are following us at the moment or have liked this channel. Make sure you keep hitting that little like and the hearts and stuff. And
I can even give myself a heart. I've just done that, you see. There you go.
yeah, and if you want to bless us with little gifts, guys, please feel free to gift us with little things as well, little tokens, whatever they are. I don't even know what they are. What are they, mate? What are these little blue things that people are giving us?
Well,
Really generous.
just gifts. I think it adds up to value to what you call it, monetary values, very small monetary values, but obviously it's appreciated. I need to hire a graphic designer because I can't keep doing all myself. So we get to big enough goals, we can employ someone now. We probably won't get to that stage. You never know. But
just about keep your hair in check.
Well, hang on. I've got to keep up my foreshore looks. He has to keep up with me.
Foreshore looks.
Yeah, I did. Funny enough, on the train back, I was walking through the carriage, and someone said, someone just looked and went, "God, he looks like foreshore." And I said, "Yeah, and I even got a game today," and got a laugh out of that. So, although it's not half as bad as being called out for being Jeremy Kyle on here.
I did notice that earlier on, but I decided to sort of let it go, mate.
No, Jeremy Kyle, Jesus Christ, I'm 10 times better looking. Anyway,
so where's your mate Rich tonight? Rich was in earlier on. You still here, Richard?
He's gone.
He's not going to sleep, has he?
Nah, he don't go to sleep. He don't go to sleep until about 1 a.m.
He's a traitor. What is he doing? I bet he's watching the reruns of Casualty or something like that.
Or the Olympics. So I tell you what, we'll give it a few more minutes because even I'm struggling now, and I don't want to just waffle for waffling's sake, although I can clearly.
Since I've noticed, really.
So it says, "Great job, you've gone live for 90 minutes. Don't forget to take a break." Well, exactly, TikTok.
Yeah, we haven't had the halftime oranges yet, have we, Mike?
Yeah, exactly.
Luna and Bella, thank you so much. I hope that I don't know who you support, Luna. Sorry, forgotten who you support, but good luck for your season as well. Hope you do well.
Yeah, and Mark Evening, as a fan from Manchester, former Royal Navy with a Plymouth wife, what effect was I having, if any? Lots of positive stuff. But let's see what the first game. And actually, Marcus made the point earlier when we were discussing about when if we lose a game, how he will deal with that. So that's all going to be for time to come very, very soon. Evening, Kate.
You're a town fan, Luna. Yeah. I've been to Hewish Park a few times as well. Nice little ground up there as well. I hope you come back up through the leagues again. Did well. Got quite high up, didn't you, a few seasons ago?
Yeah, Evening, Ben.
Yeah, let's get you back in the league again. Yeah.
Gone by Xmas. Which Xmas? This year, next year, the year after. So look, I think so what we'll do is we will come on. I'll book it in as an event. I'm assuming you're around Tuesday, Andy, just to
Might
check.
be washing my hair, mate.
Yeah, that's it. Well, not quite like me though. Yeah.
I'll be ready to you tonight.
Yeah, we don't know if Dan's is coming. Liam, there's gone a bit quiet, but I'll set a session up for. I'll pick it up with Andy, and we'll decide if we want to try and look at streaming something while the game's going on. Could be interesting just to do that, but then we all want to listen to the game and not necessarily hear me over the top of it. So we'll confirm that. So we'll either be on when it kicks off, or we'll come on at the end of the game. But look, appreciate everybody that's joined us tonight. Those that are just joining in, we will be back after the Bristol Rovers game. So, look, any final comments, Andy?
No, it's just hopeful for the season. I think, sacked by Christmas. Well, if he's sacked by Christmas, then, we'll bring someone else in. But I don't think he will be. I think he's got the dressing room there. He's got the players playing for him. There's no one sort of really hinting that they want to go because he's there. The board seem to get on well with him, so that's going to go in our favour as well because we've got a good supportive board. I don't know about Birmingham or anyone like that. I don't think they supported him much. We'll have to wait and see.
It's going to be much different.
Yeah,
it is, Sean. Yeah, totally.
It is. Look, right, Sean, thanks for coming on again. Andy, appreciate it always, and keep it green, folks, and we shall see you Tuesday evening. Thanks all.
Brilliant. Take it easy, guys. Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
Green Army.
Yeah, Green Army.